Speaking of gators, this is our front yard.
Alligators. Look at them all.
Not what you normally find in a minivan.
We're gonna have to abandon ship if he gets loose. All right, we are back at the Outpost. We haven't been here in 2 years. We are so excited to be back here. A few years ago, one of the first times we came here, we jumped right into it. We had to help move a big alligator, and that's what we're about to go do right now. So we just got here. There's always something going on here. So we're gonna go move a big alligator. We'll talk more about that.
Speaking of gators, this is our front yard. Hey boys.
Look at them all coming down the line here. So we going on the golf cart with it?
That's what Jeff says.
I know, I was like,
I have to leave it down. Bob, are you okay? I'm good. On your side. I'm good. It's gonna be a hard angle, so we're gonna have to one at a time. Zigzag. Nice.
Jeff, then Corey.
Let Corey go.
We need to keep going. Let's have it go.
Then you can let go and I'll hold it for him. Okay. Hold on. You got it, Corey?
Yep.
Oh, you can go on this side.
Drive forward a little bit with it.
You can slide it. This has to slide over.
What's the weight estimate? How much is it?
400 pounds.
Press the brakes in the cart.
400, I think more.
I think more than 4.
Well done, Bob.
We're all
I thought you were retired.
Coming. You coming? You got another like.
Okay, that's good. We're not gonna pull it off the side, are we?
Nope. Not. Hold on. Here.
You're coming. There you go.
The end?
That's it.
Not what you normally find in a minivan. Look at these scoots. Look how big they are. You hear him hissing at me?
He's not happy now.
But see, this is why it's easier
Holy cow.
in the van.
And there's literally no way you can get out of this, right?
Hopefully not.
Because we're gonna have to abandon ship if he gets loose.
Hey, it's Martha and Bob from Everglades Outpost with the alligator.
Okay,
Legs.
you gotta go film the liger
First.
The liger. I've never seen a liger before and he's so beautiful. Look at this. Hi, baby. Look how beautiful you are. Hi, handsome. Gosh, his head is so huge. It's amazing to be able to see the difference between like him and Romeo and the difference in size in their head. Oh my God. Martha, they need to be in your pool. Yeah, we need some otters. Where's Lazy going? Do we know? In this one?
I don't actually know.
We're all like, yeah, he'll go in.
He'll go in here.
We'll put him right in here. He's only got to stuff him in here.
You ready for your new home, bud?
That's all we got.
All right, this is Lazy's new home. He's gonna like his pool.
I'm gonna laugh.
If you fall, I'm definitely filming this.
And we will laugh.
Basically, that was like, I hope you fall.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going through so many spider webs.
You'll be fine. There's nothing poisonous in Florida, honey.
Just better.
That was like a major learning curve for the girls, that there's nothing poisonous in Maine at all. Nothing. So they used to catch snakes and spiders and everything, and then we would start traveling, and I was like, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can't just catch it.
You can't just catch whatever you want.
They're devouring the food and they're like, we're
Oh, is that better, babies? Is that better? Somebody just needed to feed us.
I'm the same way in the morning when I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Covered in the spider webs.
Okay, Corey.
All right.
Just gonna drag it.
Watch this.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
You all right?
I think he's good here.
That'll do it.
All right, now there's 15 knots.
How's that back, Bob?
All right, Bob, you cutting the tape?
Yeah.
So big.
Well, he's just so heavy.
Here we go, buddy.
Oh my.
Hey, handsome boy.
This is the time.
This is it.
He's like, yeah, I'm not moving.
What are you gonna do?
He's so
Ooh.
pretty quick for a big gator that size. He definitely has a good turn ratio. Back for the back.
One more spin that way, and I think we're good.
We got it.
Yeah.
New home.
See you later, buddy.
Well, everybody's got all their toes and fingers and everything like that. It went well.
Yeah, he did really great. Can you hear him hissing at me right now? So where we just dropped off Lazy was the ZWF, which is the Zoological Wildlife Federation of Miami, and it was an opportunity for Lazy to be able to be an ambassador for his species, just in a new location. And so that's something that, you know, Bob really wants these animals to do. That's a hard thing for Bob. He's had
Yeah.
Lazy since 1994.
That's so long.
That's a really long time. So I think that was, you know, kind of a special moment with like Bob dropping him off.
It's a little sad.
A little emotion there, but you know, Bob will be able to go back and visit Lazy. It's just different than having
What they
him in the
needed was a
backyard.
big alligator that was more calm.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these that are not as habituated as
Right.
Lazy was, so that's why they chose him to bring him
Yeah.
over there. And as you can see, there's a lot of alligators here. So
There are. So Lazy will be able to be there and represent, you know, alligators to all the people that are going and checking
because
them out.
it's going to sound strange to you, but they're not just alligators. They all have names.
For them
Like
all
look
the
at
time.
Casper. You can say Casper. You can call Casper, and he will come
He
to
comes
you.
to his name. Yeah,
crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Casper is a wild animal still, but super smart. Listen to this. I'm going to call him, and he will come over here. Casper. I mean, that's a pretty smart animal right now. Casper. Come over and say hi. Casper. That's so awesome. All right.
So crazy. So that was a really cool experience.
Just
you
it's
know.
kind of the theme. I mean, every year we come here, there's changes, but we've been gone for 2 years, so there's been a lot. There's a lot of changes. Romeo, the white tiger.
Yes.
he's having a whole new home built right now.
Yeah,
and it's going to
new
be
enclosure.
incredible. He's going to have 5 times the amount of space.
Yeah.
And a giant pool to be in. We are standing in what is going to be Romeo's brand new enclosure. The fencing was just dropped off. But look at the space that Romeo's gonna have. I think it'd be awesome to see him jumping in this and splashing around. What is it? Oh. Romeo.
That's obviously gonna be cut.
Sure.
You've seen the enclosure. What are we really excited for, Layla? Oh.
Say hi. Go say hi.
Oh, Layla. Oh, Layla.
Oh. I love when this does circle.
I feel like he's gotten bigger.
You think so?
Yeah.
I can't ever tell because I see him so
Yeah,
often.
you see him so often, but
He's like mature.
this is
He's
crazy.
mature.
Where this is like 2 years apart from when we've seen him last.
Chuff is deeper.
He's got that deep chuff now.
So happy. You are so funny.
Lots of changes.
Lots of changes. There's new vision, like whenever you have new ownership coming in, and Martha and Jeff have taken on ownership now of the Outpost, and like we said, Bob was supposed to be retiring, but he still shows up to all these things.
Yeah.
But Bob has done so much for these animals, and now it's time to hand the torch to somebody else, and Jeff and Martha are just doing such an incredible job, and we're excited to be a part of that and that transition. And so we have a lot of projects that we're doing while we're here this time, including our very first volunteer event that we are holding here at the Outpost that we are so excited about, and we're gonna just be able to do some stuff that we can't do, even just the 4 of us, that we can like bring more people in and bring Lippert in to help support
it's
us.
gonna be awesome.
We're really, really excited about it. So more on that to come. All right, guys. This is the nighttime madness outside of the RV right now. That is a lot of alligators all piled up right in front of the RV. That's where I'm sleeping tonight, right in that room. Whoa. It's getting feisty. Corey was feeding them a little something tonight, and they started piling. Look how crazy that is. So just in case you guys are new here, this is the Everglades Outpost. It's a wildlife refuge and an animal rescue.
So all those alligators that you saw right outside our front door, they were deemed nuisance alligators by the state. So once that happened, it's because someone feeds them or they just get too close to people, and they could be a safety concern.
Right.
So once a trapper is called in and they're deemed a nuisance alligator, there's 2 options for them. They're either euthanized or they come to a place like this and they live out their lives, here instead of not living. So
It's a good option for them for sure. And there aren't just alligators here. So there are tons of different creatures that all have amazing stories. There's a tiger and a bear and lemur, monkeys, a zebra, a camel.
parrots,
They've all been
like animals, like every kind of animals here.
They've all been rescued from crazy situations, and so we've gotten to know these creatures and these animals, and it's just been really, really great to see how they've grown and to be able to represent their species in a place like this. Layla's absolute favorite is Romeo the white tiger, and we just love getting to watch Romeo interact with his owners, and it's been awesome to be able to see even Romeo grow over the last 4 years.
All right, we've been volunteering here since early 2018, almost since we very first started RVing. Like, this is one of our very first videos. And speaking of Lazy, the alligator that we just moved, he was one of our very first time lapses I ever made.
So crazy.
So I was weeding out just outside of his enclosure, and I just thought it would be neat to like reveal an alligator when I was done weeding.
A very big alligator.
A very big alligator that happened to be lazy. So it's just nice to be a part of this whole, you know, life cycle of these animals and just be a part of it all.
This year we're going to be hosting our very first FOS volunteer event. We have about 30 people coming and volunteering with us over 2 days to do some really big projects at the Outpost. So we're looking forward to that. Lippert is coming alongside us, and we actually have done a couple things with Lippert recently. We were able to serve with them at the Tampa RV Show. We went in and were able to pack 700 boxes for Feeding Tampa Bay. Today we are taking some time off and giving back to the local community here in Tampa. We're here with Lippert at Feeding Tampa Bay. We're going to be packing boxes of food for those in need, and we just want to encourage all of you guys to make sure that you get out in your local communities. Wherever you're traveling, there's always a way to give back.
Hopefully you can hear us. We are all done. We did the most boxes they've ever seen done.
But we did pack 700 boxes.
We tried as hard as we could, though.
We did. We went really fast. We had a lot of kids helping us today, which was absolutely amazing to see these families coming together. All the Lippert ambassadors that showed up today. We were just so thankful for all of you being a part of this family, and we are so happy to be a part of it. It is always nice to break away from something and be able to go and give back, and we just love the families that went with us that day to serve. It was so much fun. We did not film very much at the Tampa show. It was insanely busy, but we get the question all the time, is it worth it to go to a show? And for us, our answer to that question is definitely yes. And the reason is that you can walk into so many RVs in one place. And it's so helpful when you're going to dealership, you're not able to like look at them back to back. And I think that's very helpful when you're choosing an RV. One of the pieces of advice that we give to people all the time is to look at similar floor models between different manufacturers. There may just be like little variances that might work better for you. And so it's just something that you can do at an RV show more easily than you would just bouncing around dealerships.
So we always say, like, you're going to carry a lot of your habits of living in a house into an RV. That doesn't mean you're going to live exactly like it, but just take that into consideration when you're picking an RV, especially your cooking styles. I mean, you're not all of a sudden going to change how you eat in particular. So we wanted prep space.
That's right.
So what Jess was saying, pick a floor plan that works for you, walk into it, and imagine yourself, you know, doing what you would normally do in a house in that space. And once you find a floor plan, like she said, go to a different manufacturer and make sure that you're not just stuck with one because that's the first one you found. So that's just relating to floor plans. There's a whole slew of other things as far as, are you going to drive a Class A or a Class C, or are you going to tow a fifth wheel or a travel trailer? There's all these different things to look at, and not one works for everybody. We picked a travel trailer. That works best for us, but that doesn't work best for everybody.
That's right.
So we just envisioned ourselves and how we travel. Like, that's going to be another thing. How is your travel style? Are you going to try to move around a lot? A lot of people that first start out, their first year is a lot of moving around. So one small bit of advice is, the bigger you are, the harder it is to find spots and the harder it is to actually move around. So you limit yourself. The smaller you can be, the smaller the
better. If you want to travel like that, if you want to go stay in parks and you know where you're going to be like regularly and you're only going between a couple places during the year, then go as big as what is comfortable for you and what fits in your budget. Lots of options.
So another misconception people have is that you're driving all the time. And that's just not the case.
No.
Maybe your first year you're going to drive a lot. Like, we put 30,000 miles on our RV the very first year. But all the subsequent years after, I mean, it was around 12. I mean, 12,000 miles, that's what normal people drive day to day just in their town.
Or a lot less. I mean, I feel like we put more miles on our vehicles when we were living in our hometown.
We definitely did. Because we had two.
That's right.
So you had two. Most average families have two, and both of those cars are 12 or 10 plus at least. So I actually think we drive less now.
It's crazy.
So that's only advice, I mean, based on, one, you're not always driving, and two, whether or not you feel like your lifestyle needs a Class A to be able to carry on life and stuff, and that is amazing in a Class A, but just don't make that sole decision based on you think you're always driving.
Right.
All right, so we definitely recommend going to an RV show, whether it's the Tampa RV Show, which is one of the biggest, or any RV show, because there's local ones across the country throughout the year. If you can go to one that's big and has a lot of different manufacturers represented,
Do it.
do it.
Yeah. For sure. So we're curious, did you go to an RV show when you were choosing your RV, and did it help you with that process? Let us know in the comments below. One of our absolute favorite things about going to an RV show is the people that we get to meet while we're there. There's just so many like-minded people, and we were able to have a few meetups while we were there. We had one with our FOS crew, which was incredible, and then we had another one with Nathan and Marissa from Less Junk More Journey. Thank you so much to everybody who came out for the meetups. We just absolutely loved getting to see all of you, and one of our favorite parts of things like this is not only getting to meet you guys, but you guys getting to meet each other.
Putting faces to names.
Yes.
Like people that have commented on videos, and we've communicated back and forth over the years. So it's just amazing to put names to faces.
We love getting to see old friends at the show, and we love making new ones, and we actually got to catch up with our friend Rob, who invited us to come and stay at Camp Margaritaville on our way out of Tampa. Such a gorgeous park, and we cannot wait to head back there again later on this year.
All right, so enough about Tampa. So we're talking about the Outpost. And one of our favorite things about the Outpost is showing our friends around the Outpost.
We have our friends Lindsay and Stuart stopping by today with their kids from Living Small, Dreaming Big, and we cannot wait to introduce them to the animals, and I'm going to be helping out with one of the shows that they run on weekends and on holidays, and we're just really excited to be able to share the Outpost with them.
You guys how to properly hold these guys. So I brought out, we got the American alligator, American crocodile, and Cuban crocodile. For you guys who are bilingual, you know what I mean?
Maverick, go down there and get one.
All right, we just found out that there was a 17-foot python that was found dead this morning, and they have skinned it and are going to bring it all the way over here to feed to the alligators. So this is something new we have not experienced before, and we're going to see how this goes.